In a shocking turn of events, Prince Harry has been caught red-handed destroying critical legal evidence related to his ongoing phone hacking lawsuit against British tabloids. The damning revelation comes from an explosive new ITV documentary that exposes the Duke of Sussex's blatant lies and cover-up attempts throughout the high-profile case. Titled The Burning Truth, the two-part exposé provides undeniable proof that Harry systematically deleted years' worth of text messages, emails, and call logs from multiple devices ahead of court-ordered disclosures. Footage captured by the documentary crew shows the 38-year-old former royal torching file boxes, smashing hard drives with a hammer, and even flushing a disassembled laptop down a toilet at his California mansion. "We've got him on camera doing everything short of outright eating the bloody evidence piece by piece," reveals one investigator consulted as part of the ITV documentary in the first episode's staggering opening scenes. Prince Harry appeared dead set on ensuring none of his communications going back over a decade could end up in court for examination. The documentary lays out how the struggling better-up executive fell into a state of sheer panic after learning his legal team had failed to properly back up or safeguard many personal devices containing key discovery materials spanning 2005 through 2021. Rather than come clean and risk evidence dismissals harming his chances at a significant financial settlement from publishers, Harry took the reckless step of destroying everything himself. "We could scarcely believe our own eyeballs watching this man preparation bonfire after literal bonfire of his entire digital histories just casually flickering outside the home estates," says a member of the ITV documentary crew who recorded the shocking video verite. "I honestly mistook it for perhaps some bizarre Danish light therapy fad until realizing the sickly thick fumes reeking up the entire Montecito hillside where Harry's life compressed down to handfuls of smoldering ash." While the Duke of Sussex has yet to directly comment on the evidence destruction seen throughout The Burning Truth, his legal team has already moved to discredit the ITV program as a craven assault preying upon deceptively edited footage designed solely to derail their privacy case narratives. This so-called reality program peddles allured continuance of lies Republicans and anti-Sussex forces have leveled against the Duke for years to avoid any personal accountings for illegal newsgathering, read a statement from Meghan Markle's crisis firm in response to the documentary before portions were even aired. These heavily manipulated depictions of His Royal Highness merely told his truth about properly prioritizing family security over sordid courtroom antics aimed at reliving the same cascading emotional pandemonium directed at his mother. However, perhaps most explosively, The Burning Truth's second installment takes aim directly at debunking this security defense that has become a central Harry rallying cry amidst the legal brawls. Leveraging information from several of the prince's closest California advisors turned semi-embittered leakers, the documentary asserts Harry explicitly defied guidance to fully back up devices with law enforcement and encrypt data should legal proceedings escalate. The Duke received direct instructions from his own team about preserving all personal devices and communication data intact for transparency in protective custody under lock and key, maintains one former top advisor, Gregory Reynon, who resigned amidst the scandals. To say nothing of leveraging Interpol and U.S. Marshals resources if Harry lacked comfort storing evidence through normal judicial channels. Instead, as corroborated by footage within ITV Exposé, Prince Harry willfully commandeered everything from old Android handsets to office email servers and systematically annihilated years of correspondence across multiple suburban burn pits located throughout the borders of his Montecito estate. The clandestine acts of what his PR reps spun as merely household data privacy resulted in over 67 individual data storage items meeting the same smoldering fate, from vintage Blackberries to iPhone 3GS to half a dozen different defunct iPads spanning release years. He seemed to take this perverse joy in getting hands-on crazy with destroying it all, too, recounts another close estate worker caught on tape helping will out more bins. We're talking power tool demolition numbers on many of these poor antique iBooks and piles of SanDisk drives just melting into these sad little oozing puddles. Perhaps most unheard of by traditional royal standards, footage even captures Harry ritualistically burying charred remains within holes dug in his backyard while uttering phrases like "rest in the soil from whence ye came," and "now that shalt be well kept secret kept." Needless to say, the UK legal establishment has already unanimously condemned the mountain of evidence displayed throughout the documentary alleging Prince Harry's systemic spoliation and obstruction of justice attempts. Already, emergency sanctions have been filed pleading for judicial intervention ranging from immediate fines and discovery dismissals against the Archwell Foundation head's case, to even potential arrest and imprisonment on charges of perverting the court process. The millions in taxpayer money wasted providing legal protections for this petulant pauper to pursue imagined boogeymen throughout nearly 20 years of this deluded persecution fantasy. Only for his lowliness to pull the fire alarm once disclosure of his own malfeasance beckoned, fumed one senior UK court's administrative deputy. An absolute stain shall forever mar karmic history about this duplicitous charlatan and his mendacity. Added former royal press analyst Richard Kay, all these years waiting alongside, hoping the truth about Harry's experiences would finally emerge to bring closure and cause reform. But now it's rather clear those hallowed goals simply didn't justify spoiling any of the Duke's meal ticket methods for reaching them. Of course, this entire ITV investigation bears direct roots in a seemingly innocent valet dispute that morphed into accusations of illegal vehicle tracking by tabloids against Harry amid his first visits to the US back in 2011 and 2012. The ensuing lawsuits against several top English publishers soon metastasized into a legal morass spanning years over alleged phone call interceptions and data privacy violations surrounding the Duke's courtship of Meghan Markle. However, many within Prince Harry's own inner circle dating back to those heady early courting days have already confessed awareness of potential evidence preservation issues voiced on multiple occasions as the litigation timelines expanded globally against News Corp, Mirror Group and others. Harry wasn't exactly some virginal woodland pixie lacking sophistication about his burdens maintaining records and correspondence around a generational pursuit like this one, disclosed former security staffer Pedro Gomez, who oversaw details communications safeguards. He knew by book 2 that getting sloppy with personal archiving could ruin his win probabilities against all the media hounds. And yet, as video evidence confirms, the only concerns over transparency that seemed to outweigh financial paydays for Harry involved torching everything before opposed lawyers could get nosy. Perhaps the ultimate irony lay in how, despite alleging he wanted only privacy and accounting for media intrusion into his family's life, the prince ostensibly sacrificed the chance at securing either simply by destroying the evidence speaking to his truth. For years he basically voiced the mantra, the cover-up's worse than the crime, about tabloids, paparazzi, you name the perceived offender, lamented ITV investigative reporter Sheila Hayworth. Yet here we have Prince Harry falling victim to that oldest literary trope himself in the most audiovisual dramatic fashion imaginable, now that he's gotten away with his version of it, however. As post-scandal dissections rage over how precisely the Duke could have reasoned burning the trail of truth would somehow help protect his family unit's ultimate privacy, some question whether Harry even knew the difference anymore. Others ponder if alleged power dynamics between his wife and himself over control narratives might have placed the Duke's agency for true consent into telling his own story in Markle's hands all along.